Oh, really quick. Has anyone here, no spoilers, seen the anime Ranking of Kings? I haven't actually seen much anime in the past year. I wanted to, catch up on what I've missed, and I was browsing through the top rated of the past few seasons, and I chanced upon that, and I watched an episode and was immediately struck by the impression that it was really good. And since then, I've watched like three or four more, and it's still really good, and I'm actually really impressed by it. Um, don't tell me if it gets bad, if there's any weird stuff. I don't care. I don't know. I'll get to it when I get to it. I want to be spoiled. I'm just saying that I'm enjoying it. Um, one of the things that's always bugged me is that what's the vague gist of it? It's about um in a world with fantasy monsters where there are a bunch of kingdoms, there's a little kid who's deaf and dumb, can't speak, who is very good natured and pacifist leaning, who is destined to be a king, but is a goofball. Look at him. He is absolutely lovely. Look at his big frog face. It's very well animated. The art style is fantastic. The writing is good. So far, I'm really, really liking it. I really, really like it. Um, what was this called again? Ranking of Kings. Heard it was really good. I am enjoying it. One of the things that's always bothered me is it feels like the issue is I really like. There are a lot of good anime. I like anime that takes advantage of the things anime can do by being high octane goofy shit. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm watching an anime, I feel like there should be a dude who's 9 feet tall who can swing a sword and cut through a mountain. Why not, right? I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to see that happen in a live action movie. If I'm watching an anime, I feel like it'd be nice to take advantage of, some elements of the medium. The issue is so often I feel like high concept, high octane anime stuff is written dog shit. And the anime stuff that is written well would have worked just as well as like a novel or like a live action series. You know what I mean? There are so many good anime that are like, not to say that they're bad because they're not doing goofy anime stuff. They're not. They're very good. But like take she's struggling to think of a strong example. I guess they still play to animation strengths, but I guess what I'm saying is I rarely find an interplay between strong writing and characterization and the goofy high octane stuff that is unique to anime culture and the medium of animation. If that makes any sense. Um, so it's nice to see that. What about One Piece? One Piece is great. However, I'm not and will never. I'm not going to watch One Piece as an anime. It's great as a manga. I do not need to watch 1,100 episodes of anime. That is fine. The manga is great. Though I do, uh, uh, yeah, there's an adaptational weirdness as well. I tend not to like manga adapted to anime in large part because they tend to adapt it very faithfully. JoJo suffers from this, and it often means you're not really taking advantage of the language of animation because you're using what was put in the manga. There are things you can do in animation that you can't do in a manga. Like, for example, motion, obviously. You can convey something easily in animation that usually needs a text box to explain what's happening in manga. That's the reason why in so many battle manga, there's always a side hype guy who yells out what people are doing. Because it's really hard to draw the concept of, Shinigami-san is moving his arms at lightning speed to put needles in the air and freeze their momentum so that they put like you can't really draw that. Yeah, the speedwagon roll, but you can draw part of it and have a guy explain what's happening. But in animation, you can show it happening. This is one of the reasons why some of the strongest shonen anime of the past decade have been straight to animation, not from manga. Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill being standout examples. Can you imagine how much more boring Kill la Kill would have been if it was 4 seasons instead of 2, and in every fight there would have been somebody constantly explaining what was happening? Remember the first fight, the first real fight between Satsuki and Ryuko in the 3rd episode, where the only narration you get is right at the very beginning, when one of them is like, their willpower is so strong that it's causing a gale force that's blowing people back, and the rest of it is just phenomenal animation that effortlessly conveys everything going on. I really wish I could just show it, but anime copyright strikes are real, folks. People lose their channel over that stuff. I have before, a whole month of my YouTube streaming. It's really, really good, though. Also, if I showed it, it's also like Kill la Kill, and I don't want you people making weirdo comments about the TNA. Yeah, we don't want to go back to D Live. Is there a way I can talk about that? Can I just describe it? Can you guys just give me 5 minutes? Is that possible? Is that okay? Don't blow up content ID. What if I just went through it frame by frame? Oh no, is there yikesy kid stuff? No, you people are gonna be fucking weird about it. No, 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 no. I'll just describe it. The issue is, if you're watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, listen, Araki is a wonderful artist, but the man does not know how to draw motion. If you've ever read the JoJo manga, nobody moves, they pose. Every panel is a pose. There's very rarely do you have any panel in which like immediate motion is conveyed. Everything is still, but flamboyant. Not dynamic, but flamboyant. Okay, that's his style. That's fine. It's unique. But it means that when you convey this in animation, guys, the JoJo anime is great, the David Productions adaptation, you know? But it doesn't really take advantage of all the strengths of animation. It doesn't. It does not. It's an animated JoJo adaptation, but it does not take advantage of everything animation can do. If you ever want to see a really weird alternate universe portrayal of JoJo, where the animation was put forth and center, there is a 1990s adaptation of Stardust Crusaders, which includes at its end the fight between Dio Brando and Kujo Jotaro. Yeah, the OVA, it's 6 episodes. And it's very weird seeing everything being... I wonder if I could get just a second of that. Hold on, I understand. We're... just a moment. Okay, here. This. I'm just going to show this. All right, shut up, people. We're risking the channel. You better fucking appreciate it, okay? Don't. No DMCA. Don't do it. That right there, that tiny bit right there, was more motion than in the entirety of all of the David Productions adaptation. Wait, are you unironically praising the JoJo OVA? As for its ability to implement animation in ways the David Productions' more faithful adaptation couldn't, yeah. Because being faithful to JoJo means not being very dynamic. The OVA is, by the way, good for its own merits. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's worth looking at least. Is the JoJo OVA not good? Yeah, it's up to you. It's not going to, Tempest. There's no way. 2 seconds, no way. No way, no way, no way. Listen, shh, don't worry about it. The only time I ever got a copyright problem in my stream, I played like 23 seconds of Kill la Kill with like no interruption, okay? The point that I'm getting at here is the adaptational stuff is difficult, and I think the adaptational stuff is difficult, and there's some stuff that doesn't get carried along as much as I would like. It's a really great scene in Kill la Kill that I want to run through, but I'm just not able to. Oh, you guys are so annoying. All right, let's talk about the Canadian truckers thing before I'm tempted to show more stuff that'll get me copyrights. No, actually, no, I'm not done. One last thing, okay? The point that I was trying to get at is that in so many of these adaptations, hey, Corvus, you have these hype guys who explain the fight, you know? But if you ever compare a fight where that's happening to a fight where it's not, the difference is night and day, okay? If you watch a fight in Yu Yu Hakusho, a great anime, by the way, not trashing it, okay? But a fight in Yu Yu Hakusho, can last multiple episodes where every attack will begin to happen, be explained either by the people doing the fight or to the sides of the fight, occur, have people explain the outcome of the exchange, and then continue. You know? Yes, this happens in My Hero Academia, this happens in Yu Yu Hakusho, this happens less, but still somewhat in Naruto. Though the best fights in Naruto don't have this issue. The best fights in Naruto, because the original material was fairly sparse in its writing during the big fights, you actually get really, really memorable fight scenes. Rock Lee versus Gaara is one of the most famous fight scenes in all of anime history. You know why? Because they shut up. The only thing that you get from it is the people on the side being like, holy shit. That's the only thing you get during the whole the people on the side are like, oh my god, holy shit, holy shit. That's what you get, you know? That's fine. Absolutely. They're not like, Gaara just turned to the left in order to build up his sand meter in order to use... No. They just let the fight happen. The fight between, spoilers for ancient anime knowledge, Sasuke and Naruto at the end of that show, was also really, really good, you know? Because they just shut up and let the fight happen. One Punch Man. Do you think Saitama versus Boros would have been improved if there was a guy on the side who was like, oh my god, Boros, did I say Genos? Sorry, Boros. Well, Genos and... well, actually, Saitama and Genos did fight, and they also didn't talk during that fight. They let the animation do the storytelling, in part because Murata is so good at drawing that they were able to convey it in the page. I mean, I can find that right now, even. Hold on. I don't care if I'm wasting your time. What, are you people going to leave my stream? What are you going to do? Not watch me? Impossible. Hold on. I'm building to a point. Yeah, here we go. So, guys, remember how I talked about being unable to convey motion? So, these are the manga panels for One Punch Man in that fight. And one of the reasons why One Punch Man is so exceptionally well animated is because they had this to work with going into it, you know? It's not just that it's well drawn, it's that you know exactly what it's going to look like in motion from the drawing, because the drawings look like the motion. Look at this. Yeah, Murata is indeed quite good at what he does. But at no point does anyone on the sideline need to convey this. I feel like part of the issue is also that manga kind of emphasizes people having cool, unique powers. You know what I mean? So oftentimes in manga, people have like secret hidden powers, or like they'll have an extra layer, or there's some nuance or outsmarting to be done. That's the height of JoJo, right? Every fucking JoJo stand power is some insane bullshit. But in this, it's just two strong guys. Well, one of them's much stronger than the other, but like you can just see how the animators like had a lot to work with here. I mean, you know, you could just imagine it in your head basically without that much effort. And then you have some like talking, but at kind of more diegetic points. The reason I'm talking about all of this is because I'm really excited when I see anime fights that don't have this issue, you know? That don't have everything being weighed down by blocks of text. Is manga copyrighted? Nobody has ever, to my knowledge, gotten a DMCA strike on YouTube for showing panels of a manga. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, that would be very surprising to me. Yet, well, you know, happy to be a test bed for new ideas. Whereas if you take a look at your average JoJo fight, again, not hate to JoJo. What was the first fight in Steel Ball Run where the first power that he encountered was a family of 3 dudes whose power was that they could make somebody magnetic if you were in between the 3 of them? How do you explain that without text boxes exactly? Here we go. Least dialogue heavy JoJo fight. That's all I'm saying. Again, nothing wrong with this, but it can make for some difficulty in animation adaptations. All right. Okay, that's enough. You've got your Vaush Pit segment. I wasn't doing it for a segment. I could talk about this for an hour. I know that there are people who are watching. I know I have obligations.